Hey guys, welcome to Design with Scott. So I am going to be teaching you a tutorial today, and we are going to be making 3 different types of flowers. So this is my very first tutorial, so if I mess up, y'all are just gonna have to bear with me because I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'm just kidding. I have an idea. So what you're gonna need for this tutorial is your favorite ribbon, whichever kind of ribbons you want. Make sure it's a good sturdy ribbon, something that can hold up, that doesn't fray, and so on and so forth. Because what we're going to learn is we're going to do a sunflower. We're also going to do a poinsettia. And then I'm also going to teach you, as soon as I grab it here, to do a rose on a stick. Don't know if you can see that very good. But these are all made with ribbon, any type of ribbon you choose to use. As long as it is a sturdy ribbon, you're good to go. In this tutorial, you will get my cutouts. So you'll get my stencils. Those will be emailed to you, just so you know. Or if you're in my group, they'll be posted on the page. Some cardboard, hot glue, of course, and glue gun, wire, floral tape, scissors, wire cutter, and I have an ink pen. So what I've done, essentially done, is I started out and I have went ahead and cut this one for us, but I'm going to cut one to show you exactly what I do and how I do it, step by step. So with that being said, I'm going to move some of this stuff out of my way and we're going to go ahead and get started. That's all right with y'all. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my ribbon. Now, we're going to start out with the poinsettia. Now, when you're doing your embellishments for the middle, you can use just about whatever you want. Here, I used a piece of ribbon, and I used some filling and cardboard to make my center for this one. Obviously, on this one, I used a pine cone, which I really like the pine cone. And you guys, you can fluff these. They're wired, so you can fluff them, twist them, turn them, however you want them to be. Whatever makes you happy. So first off, we're going to start out and we are going to cut some ribbon for our length. So for this actual poinsettia, I know I need 7 of my large ones. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut 7 of these out. Three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Boom. So now we have 7 of these cut out. Now if I'm working very fast, you guys please feel free to pause the video, catch up to where I'm at, and then go ahead and resume the video when you're ready. So I want 3 of these smaller ones. All right, so 1, oops, let's just use our ribbon, it's easier to do with ribbon. 2, and 3. So now that we have our 3 ribbons cut how we want them, we are going to just take I like to take my stencil that I have and cut out to the best of my ability. Obviously, they're not going to be perfect, you guys. And the benefits of this is you can use whatever ribbon you choose fit or that you like the best that will match your design on what you're doing. So if you're making a wreath, if you're doing a centerpiece, or if you just want something for embellishment, right here is what you can do. So we've cut these 3 out, so we're going to get rid of our scraps. And you guys notice, it doesn't take much material to make these. So, sorry guys, Chris is over here doing some rumbling through some things. I apologize. Alright, so we're going to add this on top. Alright, and this is right at 2 inches wide, just so you know. Or 2.5 inches. So it will take up most of your space on your ribbon. And again, as I said, anytime you get to this point and you want to pause to catch up, because maybe you're cutting one at a time, you can pause this video at any point and come back and resume when you're ready. So again, I'm cutting a lot at one time, so that they're good to go. So I got 4 there. I got 3 left. And I can zoom in a little bit for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. And there we go. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and continue cutting these. Again, feel free to cut one at a time if that's what you choose to do. The idea of this, again, as I said before, for me, is to be able to make an embellishment for your wreath that matches the ribbons you want to do. And as you guys know, some of these poinsettias and some of these different flowers, they range from different prices from $8, $10, $12, $14 a stem. And so to be able to make them yourself and to make them fit your design is the way to go, y'all. It's the way to go. All right. So now that we have these all cut, I'm gonna get rid of my scraps there. I'm gonna take wire. This is a 26 gauge wire, so it's a little bit thicker wire than normal. And I'm just gonna run it out here. What I want to do is I want to lay it across the back here, and I want to know that when I run it, I want about 3 inches left over on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then I'll measure it for you and tell you exactly the length of it. 9 inches, you guys. So 9 inches long is how I'm going to cut the first one, and I'm going to cut 7 of those, you guys. So go ahead and cut your 7 wires to 9 inches if you're making this poinsettia. Now it is on the sunflower or the flower that we're doing, it is also 9 inches. We cut those 9 inches as well. Four. 5. Here is 6. And here is 7. All right, so we have 7 there, and then we have 3 of these. So we're gonna measure these out. these are, the smaller ones are 6 inches, you guys. So you want 3 at 6 inches. So there's 2 and 3. Perfect. So let me move my chair out of the way here, guys. Have a little drink. All right. So essentially what I'm going to do now, well, not essentially, what I am going to do now is we're going to flip these over to the back. All right. However you choose to do them, however many you choose to do at a time, that's totally your decision. Let me get you guys down here to where I'm at so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is start in the center of my flower, or my petal, and I'm going to run a bead of glue straight down the middle of it. And I'm going to do that for 2 of them, just to get me started. And then I'm going to take my wire, and you can use the pre-cut wires if that's what you choose to, and cut them down to what works for you. Alright, so I'm going to go a little bit above my glue, and then I'm going to put that down on my glue, just so I have somewhere to be. Now, some of you guys have been in my paid group for a while, and you guys seen we had made the poinsettias right around Christmas last year. And so that was something we taught, and so and I loved them. I loved them so much, and you guys loved them as well, that I decided to do a tutorial on them, and then also add the sunflower to it. So what I did is I took a piece of wire, and I just ran it down my wire to make sure that my wire was being pushed into my glue, so that I knew it was sticking good to my leaf, the back of my leaf, so, or petal. So we got 2 of those done. Let's go ahead and do a couple more here. There's 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 of them while I'm here, and 3. And I'm going to take my wire. I just don't want to do them all at one time, because obviously it will cool off before I get all my wires in there, and well, that won't do us any good if it cools off. And this is the 3rd one. Alright, so I just made myself a little wire thing here with a piece of wire, just to run over the top of my wire to make sure it gets down in that glue very good, because we want it to be able to hold and stay on there. So running it through that glue helps that out. And then when your glue's cool enough to be able to press down onto it, you can do it that way. Now my wire's sticking up a little bit further than I want it to, so I'm going to just go in and cut that off. Oops, I don't think I got this one in the glue at all, you guys, but maybe a little bit. So I'm just going to do that. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So now we got these 3 done. So I'm going to set these up over here out of the way. And we got 2 more to do here. So again, you'll get this template in your email as well with the video. If you order this, if you've ordered this, obviously if you ordered this, then you're already received all this information. And, oops, sorry about that. And you already have it. It will come on a piece of paper, so you'll just need to print it out. And then I cut it out in cardboard so that I just have a little bit stiffer stencil. Sorry about that. All right. Perfect. All right. So now all these are done. Let's do these small ones here. And again, we're using the 6-inch wires on it. So 9-inch wires on the longer ones, 6-inch wires on the smaller ones. And we have 3 of them. So we have 7 of the large and 3 of the little. So just run your glue, line smack dab the middle of your petal. And then make sure you get your wire in the glue, which is something sometimes I fail to do. Alright. Alright, so if you're not as far as long as me and you're making these as you go, and you want to pause your video at this point, you're more than welcome to. And go ahead and get down to this point where we're at, because we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so what I've done is I have kept like the stems from some of my florals, or what you might have is a wire stem. So I'm going to open it up a little bit, zoom it out a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my petals, and I'm going to put all 3 of them just like so around my wire, with the pretty side facing in. All right, and once I get to that point, I'm going to take my floral tape here, and I am going to do just a quick, not real a lot, just enough to hold them in place for me, just like so, so that I have this shape. All right. Then on the outside, I'm going to go and put each additional petal, 1, 2, 3, and I'm just going to go around the outside of the 3 that I've already done. You guys can see okay? There's 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now the good thing about this is it is wired, and so you can adjust these however you choose to once you get them all taped up. So I'm going to take my floral tape and start at the top here, and I am going to tightly wrap my floral tape all the way down. Now you can go as far down as you choose. I'm going to go about there, and then I'm going to go back up to the top. And just do it tightly as you go, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. And then pull it off. Okay, now's where you get to create your flower. Just start by bending out your petals in an arch shape. I don't know if you guys can see that. And place them where you want them. So they're wired, so you can move them however and wherever you choose to move them. All right, and then the inside ones, I just bow out a little bit more, right? So there we go so far. Now I have a pine cone, of course, that I'm going to stick in the middle of my poinsettia, all right? Because it's woodsy and I want it to stay woodsy. So I'm just going to run hot glue around my pine cone here. And then I am going to stick it smack dab in the middle of this poinsettia. Now, obviously, it's going to take a second to cool down and set up. Not an issue at all. Once you get it set up, go back in and adjust your petals where you want them. And there you have your poinsettia. So now we have two. Obviously, this pine cone is a little bit bigger than the other one, but if you choose and you want more petals, add more petals to yours. There's no set amount. It's what you decide to do. Now, I've showed you these two, but I'm going to show you one more. I mixed and matched, and I made this poinsettia. So it has the bare moose ribbon and the brushed black and white buffalo check, and I made this. So when I'm talking, change up your ribbon, do it how you want and what suits you. This is what you can do. All right, so that's another one for a poinsettia. You don't have to stick to any ground rules, you guys. That's what I like about it. Okay, so now we are going to make our rose. This is just a rose petal. So I'm using a two and a half inch Dupioni, and I am going to use 20 inches, you guys. I'm going to use 20 inches on this. Sorry about that. So we're going to cut off 20 inches of Dupioni. So I'm using this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous wine Dupioni. I love it. And we're going to take one of our sticks. All right. We're going to run some glue on this stick, about 1.5 inches on it. And then we're going to go center of this ribbon. Let me zoom in for you. We're going to go center of this ribbon, and we're going to take this ribbon and we're going to wrap it around. Just like so. Now granted, remember your glue's hot. Alright? We just want it on there good and tight. So, that is the start of our rose. Alright? Now, I'm going to take the bottom. So here's my bottom. I'm going to take my bottom and I'm going to grab the wire on the end and I'm going to start pulling it really tight. Now you guys know the Easy Bow Maker has the rose maker on the end of it, and that's one way of doing them. This is another way of doing it. Alright, so take it, roll it just like so. Just keep rolling it after you've got it all cinched in there. Boom, 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 boom. Get it where you want it. Now what I do is once you get it where you want it, take a little bit of hot glue and dab it on the outside of that and glue that there. Okay? Glue that in place. Alright, now here's where I cut my wire. So I'll cut my wire off, and then I take this ribbon on the end and I'll fold it in half and then stick it back to my glue. That way I have no rough edges on the outside. It's all on the inside. And then here's your rose. I've just rolled it up. This is just another way to make a quick rose or rosebud, whichever you decide to do. And if you want it more full, definitely use more ribbon. If you want it the primitive look, you can actually smash this down to give it a little bit more primitive look. So there they both are. So, and you can actually make these and do you a centerpiece, embellishment to your wreath, whatever you're working with. Just an extra way to make these flowers. So, that's the second one. Now the third one we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to make this. And this is a sunflower, you guys, and you can use any types of ribbon. I chose to use this fun floral ribbon. I just thought it was cute. I thought it was summery, springy, summery. However, this would be a cute embellishment on a wreath. And then to have the solids or some other floral patterns maybe to match your ribbon that you're going to use for your bow. That's another way to go. So, this is the one we're going to do right now. So, we're going to use our second template. Alright? So, I already have my small ones cut. And what I've cut is I've cut 2 of each color, or a total of 6 of the very small petals. So, the small petal, we want 6 of them in whatever colors you decide. Now you can do it all solids if you want. You can do it different colors. You just need 6 of those small ones, okay? And then on the larger one, you want 12 of these petals. So I've pre-cut the length of my ribbon. I haven't cut the actual petals out, but I've cut the lengths of my ribbon. And if you're making these right along with me and you are at a point that where you need to play catch up, you're more than welcome to pause this video and come back to it. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut these out. I'm cutting 3 out at a time. Just so you guys know. Alright, there's my 3 yellow. Now, I never know if this is teal or blue, you guys. I'm assuming this is a teal color, but if somebody else looks at it, they're going to say, nope, that's blue. So, we're going with this color right here. Just makes it easier. And we're going to go ahead and cut these 3 out. And you guys save your templates. Use them for next time, so that you got them. I keep mine in my tool caddy over here, so whenever I need them, I have them. I've had my poinsettia ones for, oh gosh, 6 months, 5 months, 6 months, and I just keep them in the side of my tool caddy handle over here, and they work out just great. All right. All right, there we go. So now we have all of them cut. Hope you guys can see okay. I didn't even look and make sure that you guys could see what I was doing. All right, I'm gonna move my templates out of the way, and now I'm ready for my wire. So on this one, I know I need 3, 6, 9 wires at 12 inches, or at 9 inches, sorry, 9 inches. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6. I got 6 right here. So I'm going to use some pre-cut wire. Just so you guys know, I'm going to cut it in half. Just like so. So I have those. And then I'm going to grab some more. And I need, boom, 6 small ones. So I'm going to cut these, I know, at about 5 inches. Because these are a little bit smaller than the last one. So I need 9 inches for the big ones, and I need 5 inches for the small ones on these, and I need 6 of them. Alright, so now I have those. Now we're going to go ahead and do our glue. Now, what I love about this ribbon is a very sturdy ribbon. So I don't have to, it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a good heavy ribbon that I'm using. So it does a very good job at keeping its shape once we put the wires in it. And not only that, but it also, all right, there's one. There's 2, and there's 3. So if you want this to go a little bit faster for you, definitely pre-cut ribbon is the way to go, or pre-cut wire is the obviously the way to go, because it is a little bit quicker for you. Now obviously I like a little bit thicker wire. This pre-cut wire that I'm using is a 22 gauge, I believe, so it's a little bit thinner. But for this demo, it's going to be okay to use. Sorry guys, I ran out of glue there for a second. Alright. And then we're going to go ahead and add our wire. Boom. Now we're going to let this sit on over here to cool off. And we'll finish our 3 yellows. So again, we'll run a bead of glue right down the center of them. And if you, so this is what I really like about this. You can take any type of flower that you like, or petal that you like, per se, cut it out in a design, and make yourself any type of flower. It doesn't have to be a sunflower. It doesn't have to be a poinsettia. If you like a daisy, make you a daisy. You can make them smaller. You can make them larger. And use your ribbon. Obviously, you can't, if you're using ribbon, you can't really, unless you're going with a 3-inch or a 4-inch or a 6-inch ribbon, you can't go too much longer than what we already have, or wider than what we already have. But the possibilities are pretty much endless when you guys are deciding whether you're going to make these flowers or not, and what type of flower you want to make. And here's the thing, you guys, the thing that takes the longest to put these flowers together is your gluing and putting your wire on here. Now think about it. If you were able to make 10 of these an hour, for whatever you decide project you're doing, 10 in an hour ain't bad if you're saving anywhere between $8 to $15 per flower. Does that make sense to you guys? So essentially it's going to save you money. It may take you a little more time than going to the store and buying it, but you don't have a whole lot of cost in these. There's not a whole lot of cost in making this yourself, and so that's where you're going to benefit in your sale of the product you make using these flowers. There we go. Now we just need those to dry, and then we're going to grab another one of our wires. All right. Now in the meantime, while these are drying, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a center for my flower. So that's where the cardboard comes in. So I'm just going to cut me a couple little longer square out of here. All right. Boom. Listen, it does not have to be perfect. Who's perfect? No one. If you're a perfect person and cutting circles, good you. Not I. And then this one is going to be a little bit smaller. And here's the thing, guys. This doesn't have to be a perfect circle. Just get it to the best of your ability or how you want it. If you're a precision person, then I get that you're going crazy right now looking at that circle going, what is that? That is not a circle. So while those are cooling, I'm going to take a piece of purple Dupioni. All right, I'm going to lay it on here and I'm going to cut it. Now, obviously, I want to lay this here, and I'm going to use my glue, and I'm going to glue here to here, halfway around, maybe a little bit more, but close. All right, I'm going to use my hand, and I'm going to fold this over onto there. I'll use my scissors to press it, because we just need this to glue down, okay? And then also on this side over here, I want this to glue down, and that, and then I'm going to bring that into the center. All right, so essentially I'm just wrapping it up, just so you guys can see. I'm wrapping it up and leaving enough of the edge on here so that I can stuff it, because I want to add a little bit of stuffing in here. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to cut my ribbon just a little bit and get the wire off of it. And then I have some polyfill, which is just fiber fill. I don't know if you guys can see here. Zoom out a little bit. I have polyfill, fiber fill, and I'm going to take just a ball of it. It's probably not going to fit all this. I'm going to wad it up, and I'm going to stuff it inside of my little pouch that I've made with the cardboard and my ribbon. Okay? Because I don't want a flat center. I don't want a huge center, but I don't want a flat center either. Alright, so now what I'm essentially going to do is take my glue. Let me zoom back in for you guys so you guys can see. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to put it right here. Alright? And then I'm going to pull this over onto my glue spot. Use your stick, whatever you want to use. I am just going to use my hand to put it over and then my stick to hold it. Just till it glues down a little bit. Okay? And then I'm going to pull my other side in and my outside in. Alright? So now I have it all glued on the back. My front is not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not a perfect circle. Close, but not quite. But what I'm going to do is on the back, I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to take my other little piece of cardboard and I'm going to glue it to the back. Alright? Gluing it to the back of, and that's just going to help secure, my ribbon when it comes to fraying and when it comes to putting this in the center of my flower. So we're just going to leave this as it is. Alright, we're going to set it over here to dry and we're going to go ahead and put our flower together. Alright, let's get our tape here. Guys, at any time you feel overwhelmed or you feel like I'm moving really fast, please rewind, slow down, stop the video, whatever you need to do to catch yourself up. So I'm going to do purple, blue, yellow, purple, blue, yellow again. Alright, and then I'm going to make sure that these all line up perfectly, and I'm going to give my stick a little bit of space. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that here in just 2 seconds. So as you can see, they stick out about 1/4 of an inch past my stick, okay? And then we're going to tape them right where they're at. All pretty sides facing in, you guys. We want all the pretty sides facing in. And then we're just going to run some greenery down them so that they hold in place. Alright? Boom, just like so. Now we're going to take our green. So here's what I like to do. I do my blue, my yellow, and then my purple. Alright? And then on top of my blue, I'll put my yellow. On top of my yellow, let's cut this wire down, it's a little bit too long. I'm going to put my purple, and then I'm going to put my blue. And then over here, I'm going to put my purple, I'm going to put my blue, and then I'm going to put my yellow. So now I have 3 stacks, and each stack has 1 color of each in it. Alright? So now, I'm going to take these, make sure that they're even. I'm going to add 3 here. Alright, get these together. I'm going to zoom you guys out so you can see a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to put 3 over here. 3 over here. And then I'm going to put the other 3, get them in line here, on the other side. So I should have it looking kind of, sort of, like a triangle. So 3, 3, and 3. Alright? They're even with my small ones. And now I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to start wrapping. Alright? And you guys, my tutorial probably isn't like a lot of people's tutorials out there, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. This is my very first one, so I will get better as it goes. I'm learning as I'm teaching, and I'm teaching as I'm learning. Makes sense? So it's not perfect. I didn't expect it to be perfect, and I didn't plan on it to be perfect, because it's the first one, right? All right. I assure you, I will get it together and learn this pausing and adjusting and fixing. So, now I'm going to start bending my wire out. Boom, boom, boom. Bending my florals out, my petals out in an outward position with my wire. And remember, adjust them where you want them. Don't just place them, put them where you want them, because that's what needs to happen. Alright, then my yellow. And remember, these are wired, you guys, so you can adjust them and move them wherever you choose to move them. All right, so we've got started on our petals, but real quick, I'm going to go ahead and add my center in there. So I'm just going to lay it upside down, and I'm going to put a little hot glue in the middle there, just like so, just a big old dab. And then I am going to stick this smack dab in the middle. Now, obviously, this is going to take a second to adhere. So this isn't something that's going to go really quick. So bear with me for a second. There we go. And again, a little bit thicker wire is the best thing to use with making these poinsettias, because if you're using a thinner wire, it's not going to allow you to adjust them the way you need to adjust them if the wire's not thick enough. Just want to put that out there for you. Obviously, we did okay with this wire, and it's going to allow us to rearrange our petals to where we want them. So there's the start of it. It's starting to set. Which is good. So, all right. Now, adjust your petals, rearrange your petals, however, to get them in the place you want them to go into, and then boom. Now you have two new sunflowers, or flowers, whatever you want to call them. I think these are more of a sunflower type, to go as an attachment on your wreath. So we have these two. We've got these fabulous roses, which I love these roses. Those are so cute and pretty and primitive. We've done two of the white poinsettias. It's the birchwood poinsettias. And then also, on top of that, you can switch it up and use the different types of ribbons that you choose. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is, again, my very first tutorial. I hope I explained everything very well to you, and I hope that you were able to keep up, tag along, do it as you're watching, and pause the video whenever you need to. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it's beneficial to you. And I hope to see your comments and your reviews in my email on what you thought about it. Much love to each and every single one of you. Be very, very blessed, and we will see you soon. All right. Bye-bye, y'all.